Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So now guys, the reasons why Nigeria would never work as an entity are numerous and plentiful, but at the head of that list are two main elements. One, the fault line of the divide along our religion and ethnicity, which is effectively a north-south divide, but secondly, the Nigerians' peculiar ability to tell lies. This peculiarity is particularly unique to the Nigerian space, an innate instinctual capacity to tell lies and a real gift for lies telling. So of course now we all heard what happened in Katsina State, where 333 boys were missing from a school according to the governor of the state. But then of course Aso Rock, which is hundreds and hundreds of miles away from Katsina, is telling us differently that no more than 10 boys are missing from that school. So that is the sort of example of what goes on in Nigeria, this obfuscation, and everything is dabarud. It was the same narrative at Lekki Toll Gate, where the eyewitnesses were telling us that this was exactly what happened, and the people in Abuja are telling us that the total opposite of what eyewitnesses said happened is exactly the case. So this capacity for lies telling, again, repeats as I bring you this. Hashtag NSAS is a failed Biafra movement supported by gullible Nigerians. A headline attributed to an Adamu Garba. Adamu Garba, of course, a name that some of you might be familiar with. This was one of those jumped up upstarts that were purporting to be contesting for the 2019 elections. So he ran along the new breed of Omoyede, Showore, Durotoye, Mogalu, etc. And he was also going round the media houses purporting to be in contention for the Nigerian presidency. Of course, he was just flashing his name up for a payoff, and that payoff now is now trying to hanker it down with this headline. Again, hashtag NSAS is a failed Biafra movement supported by gullible ones. The headline attributed to an Adamu Garba. So now let's now see now what the Minimalami has to say. Politician Adamu Garba is of the opinion that the hashtag NSAS protest is a failed Biafra movement supported by gullible people. Nigeria used the hashtag NSAS protest, which began in October, to demand an end to police brutality, as well as an end to the now disbanded police unit, Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SARS. Garba, in a series of tweets posted this morning, opined that the protest was hijacked by Biafrans and was supported by gullible people. So now let's not get into the tweet that he wrote. His tweet reads, "When I spoke against the insecurity situation affecting the country and called out the president, some people tried to compare it with hashtag NSAS. Not true. Hashtag NSAS is now an official failed Biafra movement supported by gullible people. We know it. The original hashtag NSAS is gone. Take this from me. Hashtag NSAS is hijacked by haters of Nigeria with a principal mission to hate everything, everyone, except a movement to destroy Nigeria and create an unimaginable, failed and audio/internet country by people who never knew where their village is. Don't fall for it." These guys, less than 1% of the Igbo population, are doing everything to showcase the whole Igbo as being supportive of their mission so loud that you will seem to believe them. It is a scam. The 99% real Igbos are good and pan-Nigeria. They have spoiled our hashtag NSAS with hate. The real hashtag NSAS team, me inclusive, have a whole lot of work to do to filter out the hashtag away from Biafra guys. Else, we have to accept and leave it as a hijacked movement by Biafra warlord working against Nigeria and Nigerian citizens as a whole. It is important we get it clear. Note that from now onwards, until the recommended deep filtering is done to critically separate hashtag answers from Biafra, whatever you do for hashtag answers, you are knowingly or unknowingly advancing the movement of Biafra, whose aim is to consume us all, not just the North. Mark this. So this is now what this element has now introduced now to the hashtag NSAS narrative. So whose purpose is this serving is really the question. So let's just read a few comments, what some people are saying in response to what this guy has to say. This is what Cool has to say. This is the handle that is responding. Idiot, go and face your problem. No one has time for you. So of course he is identifying the tweets that this guy has made, obviously, as just wanting relevance. So here's another one. Ajibola, this BASTARD is the devil's advocate. You will surely rot in hell. You already have the mark of the beast on your forehead. So the mark of the beast that is saying that is on this guy's forehead, of course, you note that some people of certain religions, they always tend to have these dark markings on their forehead for reasons of their religious practices. So that is what he has to say. So there's several undertones to that particular comment. So lunatic Garba idiot is another one. Garba the foolish man is another one. Now thunder go fire that idiot is another one. Idiot again, a singular word. So this is now the team that is emerging. This man, why can't God just help us punish this irritant? So that is what that one has to say. So no, nothing at all that aligns with this guy's comment. Perhaps a lot of these people are Igbo, but I don't think that that is the case, because of course this will be the general response to this sort of comments that is being made by this element. So this is now the going on effectively within the Nigerian space, and you would want to query what underpins this guy's comment. So this guy's comment, of course, is nothing personal against the Igbos. What this Adamu Garba is doing is nothing personal against the Igbos. It is just business, because what this guy is doing in effect is to signal to the Buhari regime that I am available, I am willing, I am articulate, I'm educated, and I am loyal. So he is effectively showing loyalty to the Buhari regime, and of course that loyalty to the Buhari regime is a signal for dollars. So this is a guy looking for favors within the government. There are lots of contracts, just a woof money, whatever it is. Next thing you know, he will set up some sort of organization that's the truth speakers or something, and then that one will be packed with dollars from Aso Rock, because of course a lot of activities going on to keep Malam Buhari in situation. But then of course anytime that any of these people want to signal to their clans, to their region, they always ride off the back of the Igbo people. So how now the hashtag NSAS protest is now a Biafra narrative is really beyond me, because this was something that started in Lagos and was packed off by Yoruba youth. So what these people are saying, because you have to really unpick a lot of these things that these people say and the intentions behind it. So they've already surrendered that the Igbos will continue to be permanently against them. So there's an acceptance that the Igbos are permanently and by instincts are against anything Hausa Fulani. This has always been the case, and we can trace it all back to the 60s and the Civil War, etc., up till date. So there's a simmering resentment by the Igbos towards the Hausa Fulanis, and I'm pretty sure that that is reciprocated. So we know that that exists, and that is already a situation that the generality of Nigerians have a broad understanding of, that this is the way it is. So now, if the hashtag NSAS protest now goes under a Yoruba banner, then that really rather portends a grave danger for the Hausa Fulani hegemony, because if the Igbos already hate them and we accept that, but the Yorubas now are now clamoring against them, then it makes it almost near impossible to continue to hold on to Nigeria. So even though the hashtag NSAS protest actually started in Lagos and was sparked off by Yoruba youths, it serves more to attribute this to the Igbo people, because you then haven't succeeded in attributing it to the Igbo people. You can then go under that banner that there's always been this simmering. You recall that Malam Buhari never won a single vote in the entirety of Igbo land ever in 2015, and even in the heavily rigged elections of 2019. So the Igbos instinctually hate him, and by extension his people, and he of course being the poster face for his people. So if they are able then to move that NSAS protest into like an Igbo coloration, that then just then fits into an already existing narrative of an Igbo resentment of the Hausa Fulani hegemony. Conversations in the comment section, Boju Boju, Babi Magbabe, Professor Pella, Abracadabra, Magic Tricks, this saga, Adamu Garba. I was about to call him Garba Shehu, but then it really makes no difference. Adamu Garba, Garba Shehu, one and the same really, under one singularity of voice. But that singularity of voice, of course, from that region has the historical antecedent of always pointing the faults towards the Igbo people. Come share thoughts about all this with me in the comment section, but before you come share those thoughts, click on the red subscribe button so it turns gray, bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video, click on like as well because that helps with the YouTube algorithm. Once you've done all the clickings, come join me then in the comment section, come tell me what you're making of this now, what this minimal me has said, pointing hashtag NSAS in the direction of the Igbo people. So I'll leave you here, carry this conversation on with you in the comment section, but here I say peace.